Do you think it would be more painful to drown in water or be incinerated by lava? Hey guys, and welcome back to Hyrule Hyjinx. This is the Dodongo's Cavern, which we finally made our way into last episode. Episode rather. And today we are going further in, and we're going to find out just how mysterious this place is. If I don't burn myself to death, of course. That's quite a necessary precursor to success. So this place is littered with bomb flowers, and we're going to have to utilize them quite extensively to get through this dungeon. This is an interesting dungeon. It's a little more confusing than the Deku Tree, a little more intricate, but the boss is still very, very easy. So there's not much to worry about there. There's a Deku Scrub there. I'm not entirely sure what he sells. I believe it is Deku Nuts, which you don't really need at all for this dungeon, so I don't know why he sells them. But if you want them for whatever reason, they're there. Anyway, there's the dungeon map, which once again is very simple, quite like the Deku Trees. There's a barred gate there that we can't get through, so our only other course of action, of course, is to go across to the other side. How do I feel about this dungeon? It's okay. It's kind of fun, but it's not that challenging. It's pretty straightforward. You're mainly just going down the same paths, or rather the one linear path through the entire thing. So it's not very stimulating. It has a really good atmosphere though. In fact, what we don't know is the mysterious creatures called the Dodongos. Who are they? They've been eating all of the Goron's secret crop. Not the secret crop, rather. They're the secret minerals and rocks that the Gorons find to be their only source of nourishment and nutrition. But we don't quite know what they are, but they're obviously quite large if they're eating rocks. What are these? Well, these are baby Dodongos. So as you can see, they're already quite big, much larger than Link himself. And what you can do here is you can actually lure one. Lure one close to this explosive door, and because they actually explode on death, which is interesting. I guess it's to try and make you, or at least an evolutionary thing to things know not to try and eat them. Or something to that extent, I'm not really sure. But I failed on that first one there, so let's try again with this one. Hopefully we can succeed. Hopefully, yes, okay. So now we can go into this one here. This room, which is filled with some keys, which are those bat-like creatures, and indeed another gold Skulltula, which we will have to do a jumping attack to collect. There we go. There's quite a number of those in here, which we'll probably collect quite a few, as many as possible at least. So if you're playing along, I will show off as many as I am aware of. I think I've collected all Skulltulas in this game bar 2, and I don't have a clue where they are. But that's still a pretty decent record. It's the only thing I haven't done to 100% this game, and I would love to do it. I think... How old was I when I did that? No, I would have probably been in my mid-teens, so a while ago now. And there's lots of keys, but they don't really stand a chance against the slingshot, which I've mentioned is like one of the coolest weapons ever. And rupee. Here we go, this is an interesting room with many platforms and also mini-bosses. These are the Din Foss, I believe. Or are they the Lizard Foss? I always get those two confused because they're both like, I'm pretty sure they're both lizards. I know they're not Stalfoss because the Stalfoss, as I already... Well, we haven't met Stalfoss yet, but we did meet Stalchilds, those skeleton creatures which were in Hyrule Field. But more on them later. So anyway, these guys aren't tough. Block their attacks or dodge them with jump attacks, and you'll do fine. There's nothing to worry about. They die after like 3 or 4 hits. Unfortunately, once they take about half their health, they tend to run away, which is very annoying, and then you have to go down and find the other one. Which, I don't like the design of this fight at all. It's very irritating. You know, they jump away and you can't just chase them and hunt them down. It's very restrictive in the gameplay, and yeah, just not a fan. Not a fan at all. And it'd just be way cooler if you just mow them down, like hunt them as they run away. but unfortunately not. So anyway, beating them means we can go through here. And go through this next door. Although first, I think I might equip the Hylian shield. It's going to offer a fair bit more protection than the Deku tree against a few things a little further up. So of course there's another bombable wall here, so we can use the bomb flower. And behind here I believe is another Skulltula. Oh no, sorry, a Deku Scrub. I don't know what he sells. Ow, that hurt. Got my wrong shield on to actually counter these guys. Yeah, we'll put on the Deku shield, and we'll head back in and find out what he sells. What could it be? It's not the... It doesn't sell you a shield. I think it might be... Oh, Deku sticks. One piece for 15. Well, that was a really bad deal, but I do need Deku sticks, so... Oh well, might as well buy one. Put the shield back on. What are these? These are Dodongos. So they're quite big lizards, and they breathe fire, but as you can see, they're not too tough. But once again, they do explode, so be careful of that. But yeah, 2 drop attacks to the tail and you've got it. Make sure you strafe around them. They're not difficult at all. Okay, put the Deku sticks rather, and the Ocarina, just in case. I don't think well, I won't need it in the dungeon, but whatever. Yeah, here's a bit of a gauntlet you need to run. Well, this guy's going to try and rain on my parade. Not literally, obviously. I guess incinerate my parade, as it were. But the gauntlet is you need to run past a couple of these torches and get them all lit. Which wouldn't be too bad, but they do go out after a certain amount of time, so you've got to do it with a certain level of haste. But not too difficult. Not even going to bother with that other Dodongo. Here's a switch. Pressure activated. Opens up that gate on the other side. So we basically just did a big circle for the sole purpose of opening that gate. So, I mean, say what you will, if you think that's bad design or not. I don't mind it. At least there was lots of interesting little things to do through there. But the general navigation of this dungeon leaves a bit to be desired. But thankfully I can say that they fixed that in the 3rd dungeon and in every dungeon following. This is the last sort of, I guess, in regards to navigation at least, this is the last easy one to easy dungeon. So going through here, we have a new enemy. These are Armos Knights, which can only be hurt using bombs. Which is kind of difficult because we have to rely on these bomb flowers. But the easiest thing to do is to pop it in their path, sort of hang around it, and then usually they'll be dumb enough to just stand there and get hit. And then of course they explode as well, so there's a lot of explosions when you deal with Armos Knights. 3 explosions per night generally, unless you get lucky with sort of comboing the explosions or chaining them onto them. Getting multiple ones at once, I mean. And here we have the compass. So we've collected 2 of the big chest items from this dungeon. Of course the dungeon item remains. What will that be? But now, look, there's a staircase here with lots of bomb flowers around it. But there's one missing in the chain. So what happens if we put it there? Oh, glory, that's what happens. Link doesn't need stairs. Link makes his own stairs. Not very quickly, though. It's one of the downsides of this method. And this is rather irritating because you have to climb up each step individually. I'm sure if you were really good, you could probably backflip up them, but I'm not going to try that because I'm pretty sure I'd screw that up. Despite all my experience with this game. Now, I believe there's a Skulltula in here somewhere. I can hear it. Is it over? Here we go. Somewhere around here. Here they are. Cool. Hit him a couple of times and climb up the vines. It's so funny how that's just like a 2D texture and it's climbable. Could you imagine that in today's games? Crazy. What's that? What's this? What is that? Is that a gold Skulltula? I don't think... What? I have never seen that before. Don't tell me that's one of the 2 I've never got. Oh my god. Well, I can't get it now anyway because it's way too far over there. I must need the boomerang, or maybe even come back as an adult and use a different item. That's really interesting. Oh my god, could I be any worse with my shots here? Okay, that's better. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? He's hidden around behind there. There we go, out the side. Oh, come on. There we go. It annoys me when I'm not good with my accuracy with that. It's something I like to think I'm decent at, but sometimes I just have really bad runs like that. Okay, we need to move this statue here. It's not actually an armless knight. I think all the other three are, so be very careful if you're playing this for the first time. It's the one behind the ladder, so you can't really screw it up if you know what you're doing. And then we can go through here. And there's a fire case up there. Now, the reason you want the Hylian... Well, one of the reasons you want the Hylian shield is... that it will burn through your Deku shield. And then you can get one from here, from a Deku scrub that's back on the first floor. I think I briefly went past him when I was blowing up some of the enclosed areas down there. But it's much easier... Actually, is he there? He might be somewhere else, actually. That might be misleading. Yeah, I think it is misleading, actually. I think it's like above, over on that bridge somewhere. I'll tell you where it is when we get to it. We will get to it. Well, maybe not the scrub itself, but that general area. So yeah, having the Hylian shield means you can block the fire keys, and when you block them, the fire actually goes out. If you're playing the game for the first time, be careful of this room, because these little spike things, they do have a name. They've been around since like the very first Zelda, but I can't recall what it is. I don't think I actually know, to be fair. But they'll give you a very rough time if you let them hit you. Now here's one of the more difficult challenges in this dungeon. You need to time your bomb throw to blow up that explodable wall there. And that's not how you do it. Let's try that again. It's just difficult. It's really finicky, the timing, because if you're very lucky, you can actually land the bomb up there, but that's very difficult to do. Let's, hopefully third time's the charm. I'm going to let it go a little longer, because I'm throwing it way too early. Oh, of course the camera could just bloody change its angle. Ugh. God damn it. Alright. Alright. Let's just keep moving so it doesn't do that again. And go! Okay, cool. So yeah, that can be a little difficult. Don't get too discouraged by that though if you're playing for the first time. Just keep it up. Again, try waiting different lengths. It might blow up in your face, but eventually you'll get it done. It's all about learning the timing. And there are more baby Dodongos here, but I don't want to fight them. Because, well, one, they're babies, and I'm not too fond of infanticide. Infanticide? I believe that's the word. The fancy word. And we have more Dinfoss. Or Lizard Foss, whatever they are. And again, I still don't like them. And there's barely any difference between these two fights. Yes, the platforms are a little harder to jump from one to the other, but really, it's not that big a deal. So your same strategy will see you through easy. Don't even worry. No problem. It's just so dull just waiting here. And actually, one of the more valid criticisms of Egoraptor's latest sequelitis, which I mentioned in the last episode, did not inspire this series, but coincidentally and conveniently coincides with it. But yeah, a lot of just waiting for them to come over and attack, and then you kill them quite easily after that. It's quite bland really, combat-wise at least. Especially when you look at newer action RPGs like Dark Souls. I mean, it's not really fair. This game came out in '97, but it is a valid criticism. But it's not something that stops me from enjoying the game. For me, this game is all about the exploration. Exploring the dungeons, exploring the overworld. Almost kind of like an Indiana Jones sort of feel. And not so much about the combat. Although some of the bosses are very fun. And they are well designed, unlike a lot of the normal enemy encounters. But here's the final big chest, so here we have the dungeon item. What is it? What is it? What is it? It's a giant bag. No, it's the bomb bag. So it's made from a Dodongo's stomach, and it can actually house bombs in it, up to 20. So now we don't have to rely on bomb flowers. We have our own portable set of bombs. which is amazing because they become much more viable as weapons when you can whip them out at any moment. Another thing about them is that they also have a shorter fuse, so they'll explode much quicker than regular bomb flowers, which could be useful for blowing up particular obstacles and such. Now, a good way to do this little puzzle here is to sort of just knock them off like that, and then they'll fall into the holes down below. So first of all, you drop it by taking them out and then using your shield. You can also do it that way, which I inadvertently did, but it works. And this causes the giant dead Dodongo's skull to open. Yeah, it's pretty grim, huh? Although not nearly the most grim that this game will become. Which is, it's pretty cray really, because it's quite a happy game for the most part. Or cheerful game, I should say. So we go through here, and we are nearing the end of the dungeon. There are a few more little areas we need to go through, but we will be at the boss in no time. And as you can see, I just blocked that case and its fire went out. And I got some more Deku Seeds, which is good, because hell, I'll probably run out of them. As I do love the slingshot. More case. One above us, who is being a righteous pain in the ass. He won't stand still. There we go, gotcha. And this one I'll try and free aim with a bit of luck. That was a good shot, unlike those other ones before, which were horrid. Is there another one? No? Okay, cool. Some blocks we can climb up. And it looks like there is a bombable wall over there. Which, yeah, I suppose we'll do. I think there might be a Skulltula behind this one, so... But see, yeah, much shorter fuse on those bombs you might have just noticed then. Makes them a lot easier to use, generally. And another Armos Knight. And we accidentally blew up the Gold Skulltula with that bomb as well, which is helpful. And now he's going to have his little fit. We can collect the Gold Skulltula token. And let us press onwards. So yeah, quite a few. I think that's, is that 4, including the mystery one I just discovered? I think. I believe so anyway. See if we can get that guy. Yep. Bit of a lucky shot with that one, I think. And this other one, just get the feeling he's gonna screw me up. But he's cunningly hiding behind the pillar, and I missed. God damn it. Let's try again. Take that. Oh, alright, that's it. This time he gets to face me. Man to man. Ha 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 ha. Dead bat dead. Now there is a fairy right there. But I'm on full health and I still have my milk in my bottle, so don't really need it. But if you do have an empty bottle, it's worth grabbing because it will revive you on death, up to 7 hearts in fact. Which is different from all the other healing items because they need to be consumed prior to death. So very useful. In A Link to the Past, I rely on them heavily. I usually have 3, 4 if I can afford them. Oh, and by afford them, I mean have the capacity. I have enough. Oh god, I have enough. What am I trying to say? Enough bottles to house them in. Oh my god, these guys are getting really close. Wow, that was a bit too close for comfort. So yes, now we simply need to push. Or pull, as it is. Push this block into this hole where there is a pressure switch, which will activate once the block is in there. Did I call it a box? It's too much metal here. As it is definitely a block, and we will go through here. And well, I'll just grab this because I think I might get. Oh, I was hoping I'd get more seeds because I'm low. But anyway, we'll go through here, and this is the boss room. And we need to place a bomb on this little patch here, which looks a bit obscure. And down we go into the depths, the lava-filled Dodongo caverns. And who in the hell is this? He's a big motherfucker. That's who he is. And he wants to eat Link for lunch. This is the infernal dinosaur, King Dodongo, and he is easy as fuck. Watch this. Opens mouth, throw in bomb, explosion, draw your sword, do a jump attack, shield, follow him, and rinse and repeat. And, you know, this isn't even, it's so simple. So simple. And again. Da-da-da-da-da. And the worst thing about it is, it's not even a test of endurance. Because, guess how many times you need to do it. Well, that was once. That was twice. And the coup de grace 3 times. There we go. You beat the King Dodongo, the infernal dinosaur. No less. What a joke. And even if you somehow miraculously run out of bombs, there's bomb flowers in each corner of the room. And I don't know why he decides to suicidally roll into the lava and die, but he must have been in some pretty bad agony. That's some serious heartburn. And there's, of course, a piece of heart, which, well, rather a heart container, which we will collect. And now we will warp out of the infernal Dodongo's Cavern, having cleared it of all the monsters. Which, I think that means that the Gorons owe us a bit of a favor, don't you think? I'm just saying, yeah, maybe. Whoa, what's that? Whoa, shit, hi Darunia. Yeah, he's muscly. And he is ecstatic of what we've done. So much so that he's gonna knock Link out. Not really, but he's really keen to eat those rocks. And he thinks that he's going to be telling everyone about this for a long time. He's just explaining that all this strange occurrence has happened from the desert thief, Ganondorf, who we have already met, of course. And Ganondorf was after the spiritual stone of fire. But Darunia didn't give it to us. To him, rather. But he wants us to become sworn brothers. Whatever that is. But he's giving us an item as a token of our friendship. So while Ganondorf demanded the spiritual stone of fire, by helping the Gorons and defeating the Dodongos that were inhabiting their main food source, Darunia has granted us the spiritual stone of fire. A splendorous gem of red sheen. The Goron's Ruby. I love this. You don't know what he means by sworn brothers. Sworn brothers, but you've collected 2 spiritual stones. And Darunia is suggesting that we go see the Great Fairy on top of Death Mountain. Maybe she will have something that can aid us in our quest. Oh my god. It's a Goron entourage! And Link is not pleased. Not pleased at all. It's one of my favorite scenes in the whole game. It's just so funny. Alright, so now that we've cleared the Dodongo's Cavern, let us head up Death Mountain. For we have a great fairy to seek. Who she is and what power she holds, we must find out. But to do so, we must trek through a rather dangerous bit of the environment indeed. First of all, we need our bombs so we can get past these rocks here, and there's a red rupee, a nice 20 rupees there. You're about to hear a cow moo in a second. And it is actually under that boulder there. You can go down there and play a Deponer song, and it'll actually fill up any empty bottles you have with Lon Lon milk, which is very handy. But here we go. Another reason you really want the Hylian shield. These rocks will slaughter you if you do not have the Hylian shield. You need to protect yourself. Now, a good tip for how to actually navigate this is when you see your shadow grow, like that, that means shield because the giant rocks are coming. And conversely, when you see the shadow fade away, and it's just you, like that, you can go. And that's the easiest way to know when to go and when to stop going through this very dangerous area. So where are these rocks coming from? Well, they are coming from the top of Death Mountain, shooting out of the top, which is a volcano. Yes, it's a volcano. And wait, didn't Darunia say that the Great Fairy lived at the top of Death Mountain? So does she live in a volcano? That doesn't sound good for her health. Well, we'll find out soon enough. But first we have to deal with these pesky Skulltulers, which are very annoying to say the least. Just make sure you don't get too close to them. If you stick to the various outcropping ledges here, you can use them and then simply shoot them with your trusty slingshot, which is such an awesome item. I know I rave on about it, but I fucking love it. And he dropped a Deku Nut, which is a bit odd. Anyway, we are now at the top of Death Mountain. And look who it is. It's Kapora Gabora. But I don't want to talk to him right now. I wonder what's down here. Oh, that looks kind of red. Reddish. Okay. And some smoke. Oh, and lava. This is the Death Mountain crater. So this is the inside of Death Mountain, inside the volcano itself. And Navi just informed us that it's really hot in here and we can't stay in here. In fact, we only get 32 seconds. We're not actually supposed to be in here, but I just thought I'd kind of show it off because it's pretty cool. And we will be coming back here later. Not for a while, but... well, not for a while indeed, but we will. And I just thought a little bit of foreshadowing might be nice. But anyway, let's go back outside. Where is this Great Fairy, you might be thinking right now? Well, near Kapora Gabora, as it were. This thing here, if we attack it with a sword, it makes a twinging noise, which means it is bombable. And we have blown open a wall in this strange bit of the mountainside there. And we have found the Great Fairy's Fountain. And look at that, it's a Triforce. Wonder what that's all about. Let's check it. The crest of the royal family is inscribed here. Well, why don't we play the song that proves that we are a messenger for the royal family? Zelda's Lullaby. Whoa, sweet triangular titties. This is the Great Fairy of Magic, I believe? Huh. Eat your heart out, Lara Croft. Look at those bazookas. Jesus. And she's gonna give us a sword technique. That's pretty fucking sweet. As long as she doesn't poke out her eye with those things. Christ. I mean, look at those. They're ridiculous. They're not even remotely round. They're fucking party hats. Witches' hats. I don't know what you call them in the States. You put them on the road, those orange things. Anyway, this is a special sword technique that we can use to basically charge up the power of our weapon and then release it for a sort of ultimate spin attack. We can also rotate the control stick quickly and attack, and that does like a faster version. But it will consume magic, and we are now granted a magic meter. The fairy's also saying that she has a friend of hers that lives near Hyrule Castle, and that she might grant us another new power. That sounds very interesting, so we probably will be heading there in the next episode. And see what power she has to give. But anyway, this sword technique. Here we go. We can charge up our sword, 2 levels, blue, and then orange. Orange doing more damage, and then release it. And alternatively, we can do this little spin swing here, which is a weakened version that you can do quite quickly. So, with that in hand, why don't we talk to our good friend, Kapora Gabora. Ah, he's saying we've grown up a little. But, yeah, we still don't really resemble a hero to save Hyrule. Well, that's not very nice of you, is it? But anyway, he is offering to give us a little ride. So we don't have to traverse down the entire mountain. We can travel on the Kapora Gabora airline. Isn't that nice? It's quite fun. I would be shitting myself right now in real life, though, I can tell you that much. I'm not one for heights. I take after my father in that regard. My mother, well, she's quite the daredevil, and she's gone skydiving and driven gliders and all that kind of crap. But not me. Now, if you jump down here in Kakariko Village, down to that little platform there, you can go through here and you'll find a piece of heart, so that's just for your knowledge. But Next time we'll be continuing further on our quest to find the third spiritual stone. And until then, have a good Wednesday, everyone. See you later.